And we're live in 3, 2, 1. You've made your way back to another Sweetfish Play stream. In particular, we are kind of at the end here of Red Dead 2, covering the epilogue now. At this point, part 77. Yes, 2 sevens. So I don't really think we have too much on our plate relative to the whole game here, but we're kind of winding down here with John Marston. We've taken control of a new character. Just got some opening comments that I want to run through here with you before we start. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the epilogue in itself. And I touched a little bit before about the importance of the epilogue, but you know, we take over John Marston in the epilogue, and it's really the metamorphosis, or the attempted metamorphosis of John Marston. You have a guy who's known nothing but gangs and being an outlaw and being a gunslinger his entire life, and now he's trying to turn that life around. You know, and we obviously know that that's not the case in the original Red Dead, but, you know, to have such a long epilogue and to focus so much here at the end on a character that we didn't control in the whole game is important, because Red Dead Redemption doesn't exist without John Marston. The entire first game revolves around John Marston, so it is obviously important that everything comes back to him. And it sheds a lot of light. As much as this game is on Arthur Morgan, it sheds a lot of light on John Marston as well. So the epilogue is just as important, if not more important in some respects, in kind of bridging back to the first game. And I have to say, it's been a good time so far. I've definitely had a lot of fun with the epilogue. It was definitely a good change of pace. I like that there's still a lot of new areas to be explored. So yeah, that's just kind of another way that I kind of see the epilogue and the importance to the epilogue in bridging back to the first game. But it's also really cool that in all of this, you know, despite John not being a part of the gang and not participating in this quote-unquote organized crime anymore, he still has all the help and camaraderie from his friends. So despite everybody kind of dispersing and going separate ways, they still find a way to come together in the end and help each other. And I think that is really cool. I think it underlines the importance of having friends around, people that you can trust. And John Marston will get revenge for Arthur Morgan if it's the last damn thing, and it probably will be the last damn thing I do in this game. But yeah, it's important to know that as much as, you know, we're trying to get John Marston back to this different life, this rancher-style life, kind of calm things down a little, but we know that, you know, at the end of the day, John Marston is still a gunslinger. So yeah, just wanted to kind of highlight that. I thought that was important to highlight up right at the top of the stream there. We got a couple of other things that I wanted to mention here. Guido, I think it's Guido Martelli or something like that. Anyways, he was the name of a mobster. I believe it's Guido Martelli. And he was obviously mentioned in Saint-Denis in our last stream when we made a visit to Saint-Denis, and I was a little bit unclear about him as a character, but obviously with the death of Angelo Bronte, Dutch having fed him to alligators at the end of the game there, when we kind of saw Dutch start to spiral out of control a little bit, he feeds Angelo Bronte to the alligators. And, you know, that's that. So it's likely that Guido Martelli has taken over as the head mobster in Saint-Denis. So I said that there's probably some things that have changed in the game, like structurally, physically, maybe some towns look different, but also kind of behind the scenes, there could be new gangs and stuff like that floating around. You know, the world and society as a whole could be a little bit different than it was, you know, 7 or 8 years ago when John and Arthur were here. So that's important. I don't know if we're going to be running into Guido again. I had a look at the number of missions still remaining in Epilogue Part 2. We definitely still have a ways to go. Something else has come up here. Something else has been brought to my attention. We've obviously, as much as we've had lots of friends like Uncle and Sadie kind of reacquaint themselves with us lately since returning to the area, as great as it's been with them, we lost a lot of friends along the way as well, and it's come to my attention that there are graves, 9 in total, that you can visit across the land, scattered across the land, and you interact with them, and I think it'll be a great way to get some closure, to kind of revisit these people individually one by one, kind of remember some of the times with them, some of the good times, some of the bad times, and I think it'll be good for closure. And then there's also some other people from our gang that are still alive that we haven't come across yet, and you can still encounter them outside of main missions. Like Uncle and Sadie have kind of become part of the main missions in Epilogue Part 2, but there's other people where I don't think they play kind of that same role of importance. Maybe not all of them are from the gang, we might just know them, but there's about 4 or 5 random encounters, different people that I can run into throughout the world as well. So I want to take a separate stream and cover just that stuff, just covering the 9 graves, the random encounters, and probably these 2 bounty posters while I'm over here in Saint-Denis and Rhodes, because there's 2 down there, new fresh ones, and I'm sure some of the encounters and graves are going to be down in that region as well. So one stream is going to cover is kind of going to encompass all of that stuff. For now, for this one, we're not going to be doing that just yet. That'll be probably one of my next couple of videos. For now, we're going to stick with the main story missions of Epilogue Part 2. There's a couple bounty posters in this region that I'm already in that I want to take care of, one in Strawberry and one in Blackwater. So for today, I would like to do maybe the Strawberry bounty poster, the Blackwater bounty poster, and the Sadie Adler mission. Hopefully we can do that much. If not, we'll do 1 bounty poster, 1 mission, and then 1 bounty poster, 1 mission. You get the idea. And then hopefully by that time I can work on the stream where we go to see the graves. I'm so happy it was my viewers who kind of clued me in on the grave situation. I think that it's important, as many hours as we've kind of put into this game, it feels like we had some real relationships with some of these people, and I think it's a cool way, especially to honor somebody like Arthur, to be able to go and see him at his grave. So I'm sure there are still some people that we will encounter through main story missions. I think Dutch and Micah are going to be kind of coming across them is going to be where kind of the epilogue, everything kind of comes together at the end. I imagine we'll probably take them out, and that'll be that. Also, I talked a little bit in the last couple streams about this whole area of the map, kind of down here. You can kind of scroll off to it. This part of the map actually does exist. There is land there, and it's the great state of New Austin. So we've heard most recently, especially reading in the paper and stuff, about different events happening in the New Austin region. That's a state just southwest of Blackwater here. We haven't been to it yet. I imagine, again, the epilogue will probably take us there. I hope anyways. But if you remember from the first Red Dead, New Austin has some importance. The town of Armadillo, which was a big town from the first original Red Dead, is there. Much like Blackwater was in the first Red Dead, Armadillo is somewhere around here as well. So just like we got to see revisit Blackwater in this game, we get to kind of revisit Armadillo as well. So I think that is mostly what I wanted to cover. So we'll get on and we'll cover this Strawberry Bounty Poster mission. It's good to make a couple of bucks. We have $308 right now. Not that there's really anything, whoa, a little glitchy to start. Not that there's anything that I really need to purchase right now, but I've always enjoyed doing the bounty poster missions, and should we need cash for anything, it's always good to have it.
Easy now.
Like I said, we should have at least a handful of missions left before we have to worry about the epilogue closing out on us. So as long as one of the next 2 or 3 streams,
the wagon. You swore to me. I did fix it.
As long as one of the next couple streams covers the graves and the random encounters, we should be good. We won't run out of time.
Like a goddamn maniac.
For real, gentlemen.
What the hell are you looking at? Get your hungry eyes and the rest of you far away. Sister, fuck!
That was on you. Can't have you leaving the scene of an accident.
We still have... So the bounty posters are just kind of a side thing to help kill some time to go along with the main story missions. There are still some collectible missions we could do, but the extra content stuff, again, not too interested in covering much more of that. Yeah, we still have a couple branches of Stranger missions kind of ongoing right now. The Albert Mason Arcadia for Amateurs is still ongoing. And then Marko Dragic, we haven't really seen his icon on the map in a while, so I don't know if it's still a thing. But should any of these icons pop up for Stranger missions, obviously I will try and cover those as well. If there's any Stranger missions that maybe I missed that you'd like to see me cover, if it's still possible, or anything that you think I should do. I know we found some treasure maps throughout the course of our main play. I never really investigated them a whole lot. I always found them kind of hard to decipher. I did spend a little bit of time looking around, but maybe that would be something if we knew the reward was worth it. I don't know if you have any suggestions on anything else that I should clean up here and cover as part of my playthrough. Obviously, this is not a 100% playthrough of the game. This is my first playthrough ever of Red Dead 2, so... Can't do everything. I feel good about what we've done. I've definitely spent as much time, if not more time, than I thought I would with this game.
I know.
It's a world that I will quite frankly be sad to leave. I mean, I'm not going to lie. It's a beautiful creation by Rockstar, no doubt. We did tally a little bit of a bounty in our last stream in the Saint-Denis Roads area. Don't know why I hopped off there, but when we go down there, which we will for sure again, we'll definitely make sure to make a point to clear our names. The beautiful town of Strawberry. I'll try not to shoot the stagecoach guy this time.
You ain't a tourist, so I'm guessing you're a bounty hunter. Posters usually go up on that wall there.
What do we got? Bart Kavanaugh of Laramie is wanted dead or alive. Has been declared an outlaw in the province of Strawberry. So we've actually heard about the Laramie boys, the Laramie thugs. I believe those were the ones responsible for the attack on Pronghorn Ranch that we had to defend with Mr. Geddes. Helped to defend for Mr. Geddes, I guess I should say.
Well, well.
So this feels like a very necessary man to hunt down.
Bart
I need not
Kavanaugh.
know anymore.
He's one of them boys down from Laramie. They say they businessmen chasing up land deals, but I know hired guns when I see them.
Laramie? I'm acquainted with some of those fellas.
Yeah, Mayor's got a strange tolerance, but this one's gone too far. He's up north of here, the other side of the mountain.
So I guess that would mean that Laramie is a place.
Eddie boy?
No, maybe I'm wrong about that. We'll have a quick look here. The Laramie Gang, an informative guide to the Laramie Gang known for intimidating and terrorizing ranch owners for money. The Laramie Gang are paid thugs used by rich families looking to buy more land. So they are able to acquire land, obviously, through the use of force. If the current landowner doesn't sell, then the Laramie Gang will find a solution. They start with intimidation, but will happily do anything to make sure they receive their payment. No one is safe when they have a contract, and they take pleasure in killing anyone or anything that gets in their way. So we have actually found their hideout before. Now there's one particular member we need to track down here. So no, it's not a place.
All right then.
He just made mention of the mayor. So it kind of threw me off there a little bit, but of assault, intimidation, and destruction of property. $60 reward is offered for bringing him in. A little bit less than the reward that I got last time. We know that their hideout is around Hanging Dog Ranch, I believe. See, this gang can be found at Hanging Dog Ranch. So obviously, Brett Kavanaugh is close to that. I've had 2 unique encounters with them. I've killed 23 of them. So I do have a little bit of a history with them. It shouldn't be too hard to track them down and take care of them here. I get it now. He was saying the mayor's got a strange tolerance for the Laramie thugs. The mayor, I guess, of Strawberry. Okay, sorry, I was just a little bit thrown off by that. But yeah, these guys are coming in here, and I suppose trying to acquire land, and when the landowners are not cooperative, the Laramie thugs kind of come in and utilize force as a measure to obtain it. Greedy bastards. Back when there was so much land to be purchased in the United States. Much different times. Sadie's inspired me to take up bounty hunting once again. Wonder what that town is there in the distance. Let's see a town lit up over there. It's actually where we're headed right now is not too far from Pronghorn Ranch, so it is an area that I am familiar with, to some extent anyways. I'm surprised that we still have yet to travel down to the New Austin region. There's still that much more new area to explore down there. It's wild, and we're in Epilogue Part 2. Like, it's nuts. It's the depth of this game is crazy. The only thing that I kind of wish games like this did more, maybe it's not such a big thing anymore because online is the big thing now, the way to play, I guess. But is like story DLC. I'd purchase Red Dead 2 story DLC in a heartbeat just to have an excuse to be able to play in this playground a little bit longer. Okay, so we're coming up to the area that Brett Kavanaugh is supposedly hiding out here. I never go into these missions well equipped. I never remember to take the damn weapons off my horse before I go down. Okay, so obviously the Litchfield. Let's take a throwable with us as well. We'll take some fire bottles in case things get a little wild, and we'll do a shotgun just because of the intimidation factor. These are all of Arthur's old pistols. Let's switch over to the pistols. I do like using the pistols, the semi-auto and the Midnight's pistol. We might have a ways to go, but I don't just want to ride right into where he is. We got fire over there. This might be a good place to pull out the old binoculars. It's kind of hard to see through the trees, but there's definitely some activity taking place down there. I should be able to get in pretty close without them seeing me. And I should be kept aware of where they are, if it is indeed they, on my mini-map. I don't know how many guys I'm facing off against here. I'll have another look. The tough part is this is a road that runs through here, so you might end up running into people riding through or something like that, and they could give your position away. Okay, so now at least we have a positive ID on... I called him Brett Kavanaugh, didn't I? That's a real person, isn't it? Ooh, I take that back. Good lord. Okay. Hopefully that's not an inappropriate reference. I swear that's a real person. I know that name from somewhere. Alright, what a way to catch the guy when he's sleeping. We don't want to spook the horses. His partner over there ain't feeling so well, so we're gonna kill him and not even kill his partner. We'll just kill him and get the hell out of here. Boom, mother... Oh, shoot.
Damn bounty hunter, I don't got no bounty.
Should probably get out of here pretty quickly, in case anybody heard the shots. Definitely spooked the horses. I feel like I had a personal vendetta against him there, so killing him made sense. The amount of times I had to mess with these buggers up at Pronghorn was unacceptable in my books, but Bart got what was coming to him. I probably could have got in there. I did it silently enough where, despite having 3 guys positioned at 3 different places across the camp there, I was able to sneak in. That was actually one of the best stealth things I've done in this game. I probably could have been successful in hog-tying him on the spot and bringing him back alive to the jail, but it's risky because once you have him over your shoulder, if he's not gagged, and I don't know that he necessarily does get gagged, he's going to let everybody around the camp know that I'm there, and if I have him slung over my shoulder, kind of hard to do a whole lot of shooting when that is the case, so it's a lot easier to take them all out. Here I am talking about the attempt of John transforming into this new person where he's no longer this gunslinging character. That's all going down the toilet. John just can't outlive this gunslinging lifestyle, I guess. You know what? Screw this. I'm gonna get my horse to me. I do want John to follow in Arthur's legacy, but I mean, Arthur was almost the exact same way. Arthur also, throughout my playthrough anyways, I tried to have Arthur kind of change so that, you know, I could feel good about what I was able to accomplish with the time that I had Arthur and the life that I had to live with Arthur, you know. I tried to get him to change, but, you know, there were still lots of times when, you know, at the heart of things, at the heart of Arthur Morgan is his gunslinging instinct. You know, you can't always change where you come from, you know? You can't change where you come from. You can try and change some of your habits and some of your attitudes towards things, and I think I was very successful in doing that with Arthur, but at the end of the day, you know, you are kind of where you come from, and that doesn't change, and that's always kind of a part of you. It's always kind of a part of your DNA, and I think that that's a point to be proven here with John as well. You know, I think I have worked hard in progressing John's hopes for becoming a rancher and changing his lifestyle. I think I have. I think John has done a good job at already at doing some of these things. It's hard to completely change your lifestyle, but, you know, I think that an effort is definitely being put in here. But at the end of the day, again, John Marston, gunslinging is what he knows, and it's gonna happen. He's gonna get involved with these things. Sometimes not even by his own choice. Sometimes you just get roped into things. It's just your fate, your destiny. That's kind of how I see it anyways. I think that was a good way to kind of word it in comparing John back to Arthur and what I hope to accomplish with John. It's exactly what I hope to accomplish with Arthur, but I just want to make it clear that that doesn't mean that, you know, I'm not going to shoot people and I'm not going to cause any trouble. So I think sometimes the rewards with these bounty poster missions can be a little bit different. These bounty hunting missions can be a little bit different depending on if you got the guy dead or alive. I think anyways, in this particular instance, it's $60 flat, dead or alive, so we should be successful here.
Sheriff,
Is that Kavanaugh?
it is. He ain't waking up, neither.
All right. Put him down around the side of the building. I'll get your pay.
Put Bart Kavanaugh's corpse outside. we've had a good mix in this game of actually counting. Jesus. We've had a good job in this game, a good mix in this game so far between actually capturing these bounties and having to just end up killing these bounties. We've had to kill a few, and we've been able to successfully capture a few. So we've kind of seen both sides of the coin.
Cause you trouble?
They're a troublesome bunch, these boys from Laramie.
Don't I know it? I wish I could do more.
I wish you would too.
Did they cause any trouble for me? Pfft. First of all, Bart was sleeping. The other three men were all dead before they even knew what happened.
Won't be any more bounty posters up on this wall. Makes the visitors nervous, I'm told.
Okay, so the sheriff has just notified us that there will be no more bounty posters at this jail in Strawberry, and his reason is that it makes the visitors nervous. That's obviously a hint to us that there's going to be no more bounty posters showing up here. I'm sure there's a way to check in your compendium how many bounty poster missions you've done and how many more you have left to do. I guess it would be under total completion. Shacks, yeah, those are like random houses that you can come across. We've come across some wacky stories with those, indeed. Don't see anything up the top here. Maybe I'm just looking in the wrong place. That's okay. We've been doing bounty poster missions, bounty hunting missions, kind of periodically throughout the game. And we've done quite a few in Strawberry, so it makes sense that they're kind of coming to an end here. Probably once we do this last one here in Rhodes and Saint Denis, I can't imagine there'll be too many more of those either. Kind of winding down everywhere. If there will be any more bounty posters, they're likely to show up in the Blackwater and kind of New Austin regions. But we're all done here now, and we're starting off in Blackwater. We don't need to head back up there. We're starting back here in Strawberry, rather, not Blackwater. Good lord, my words are all jumbling together here. We have another bounty poster mission to do here in Blackwater, but I want to switch things up a little bit. Let's do the Sadie Adler mission. This will probably have something to do with bounty hunting anyways. It's called An Honest Day's Labors, rather, and we can switch things up a little bit just so that we don't get too stale here. Sadie said, hey, I'll meet you at the saloon in Blackwater sometime. Looks like she's got some more work for me. So, look at this, John the Bounty Hunter. I picture a new reality TV show coming up. And then, actually, speaking of those stranger missions we talked about earlier in the stream, the next mission in the Arcadia for Amateurs series is up again over in the Saint Denis region, so that can't be something that I tackle until we go and do those graves. That's when I'll be kind of mobile. I'll be traveling all across the map. It'll probably take me to the Rhodes Saint Denis region, and I can clean up shop over there while I'm doing that. We'll keep the train rolling here. I thought if the bounty poster missions, whoops, Jesus, were quick enough, we could do both of them back to back, but Sadie it is.
Morning to you.
We gotta make some story progress, am I right? I don't think I will necessarily cry. Definitely not while we're live on stream when we come across Arthur Morgan's grave. But that's, man, I was thinking about it earlier. That is going to be one unfortunate scene to have to endure. When you spend 100 some odd hours with a character like that, you really grow with them. And Arthur was Such an amazing protagonist. Such an amazing character to follow. If they remastered the original Red Dead Redemption at some point, I would probably find it in me to give it a go, give it a whirl. But I mean, it's such a long game. I wouldn't get much out of it just replaying the original. I thought, how cool would it have been if Red Dead 2 also included a remastered Red Dead 1 that started when you completed the Red Dead 2 story. Like, how cool would that be? And then you kind of worked your way back through John Marston's story all over again. I mean, at the end of the day, this might as well be called Red Dead the prequel, no? Red Dead Redemption, the prequel. It'll be 2028 before we see our next Red Dead, so it's probably good that it lasted a while. This is one stream I'll definitely never forget. I mean, we did the Grand Theft Auto. I covered Grand Theft Auto 5 back when I was still very active on Twitch as my kind of primary upload source. Whoa. But I don't remember it taking a year to complete like this. Maybe I was just more consistent playing it. I don't know. So this is Blackwater, or the outskirts of Blackwater anyways. No better time than the morning to hit up the saloon.
Won't someone give me the time of day?
Like most places across the map, you have your beggar. So here's a new building under construction. And there's some significance here, because I remember a couple missions playing out in the original Red Dead that actually take place in this building right here. I think it becomes a bank or something of that sort. So it's oh man, it's so surreal. Because it's like, you know, when you ride through here, like we did when we rode through here for the first time, either last stream or the one before that, you're like, I've been here before. But we've never been here before in the game, but you have. We've spent lots of time here in Blackwater, just in a different video game. And now we're back, but it's before time when we were here last time, so... This is, I guess, like a municipal building or a school or something. This kind of town square here is very built up in the original Red Dead. I always remember in Blackwater in the original Red Dead, I remember the layout. The bank on that side, there's this building that's being built here on this side, and then that kind of building there in the middle, and then you have the main street that kind of dissects the town square. Running kind of to the south of it here. But what I'd like to do is pull up the map from the original Red Dead Redemption game and see if it makes sense for the rest of the map that was built for Red Dead 2, if it makes sense for it to be plugged in where it is. Like, is Blackwater the same place? Obviously, it's gotta be, right? I just like to compare this map here where we are now with the Blackwater and surrounding area map from the original Red Dead. I think it would be a cool comparison. I'm sure there are videos doing just that you could find on YouTube. Would be a pretty neat comparison. Just giving people content ideas here out for free. Blackwater Saloon. Christ, the outside of it looks like a... like a weird market. Or like a restaurant. It looks like a restaurant. Peach cobbler with cream. Smoked ham sandwich. Roast prairie chicken with green beans. Damn.
Hello there, friend.
I'm okay.
Morning, sir.
What up, girl?
Step right up.
Hello, Sadie.
Oh, John. Come sit down.
Sure. You got any work?
Yeah. I mean, there's always work. Whole country's getting robbed, robbing, or stopping robbers. Well, seems like there ain't much else in this world except bastards, victims of bastards, and the bastards who want to put the bastards in the ground.
And which are you, exactly?
Me? In my time, all three. But same as most people.
I guess.
Well, funny thing about this job, well, opportunity, I just might get to be all three again.
How you mean?
You ever heard of Shane Finley?
Cattle wrestler?
Murderer, thief, child killer. He's wanted in 5 states. I caught him last week. He was disguised as a lady in a house for fallen women. I was bringing him in, and I got robbed by a professional rival of mine, James Langton. Oh, he's a nasty bastard. I didn't much like him even before he robbed me.
That happened a lot. This line of work.
Yeah, but they're all people like me. Anyway, now they're holed up in the desert down south, waiting to head north so they can hand them in to the state troopers in the north country. I'd given up on the job as just a bad lot, but now that you're here, maybe we can go rob them back.
Now that I'm here, we
Money
can
good?
turn the tables a bit.
Yeah, it's real good. Plus, I don't much like getting robbed by no one. Come on.
Where is it we're heading again, you say?
South. Now come on, mount up. We got a ride ahead of us.
So right now, John has got his loan. He got the property that he wanted. So right now, constantly doing these bounty poster missions and now hooking up with Sadie for more bounty work. It's all just about banking that cash. John just wants to, we just want to try and bank as much cash as possible going into the end here. The more, the better. The more money, the more we're going to be able to support Abigail and Jack and bring them home. So that's kind of the importance of continuing to work and risky jobs. And yeah, here's John going at it again. Maybe not the line of work that Abigail wishes for him, but supposedly Sadie says it can pay very well. So she's basically saying that she found somebody who was wanted and tried to take them in and was robbed. And that's actually happened to us a couple times with Arthur, where you'll go on a bounty mission and you'll get somebody, but then other bounty hunters will cut you down on the way to return them and basically steal your load. They'll steal your the person, and it's kind of reminds me of nowadays with tow truck companies kind of competing with themselves. And I know here in Toronto, anyways, we've had different tow truck companies burning other tow truck companies' vehicles and shooting them up and everything else. And it's just a very competitive business. So I see the bounty hunting in this time being kind of similar in its competitiveness. Anyways, so now she's got John, Sadie's got John to help turn the tables and make things right here.
Of course we do.
Follow me. Let's ride.
Yes, ma'am.
And yes, I know about the pelts on the back of my horse. I've just been lazy and neglectful. More or
Can we
less.
keep going?
That a new horse?
So Some folk buy ranches, some buy horses. Horses are cheaper.
Yeah.
He looks mean.
He is.
I saw that horse walking up and I was like, damn, that is actually a nice horse. Sadie's,
My ranch, it's
Nice
something
investment.
else, you know? You gotta come up there.
Ain't had any trouble?
Some squatters, but that's it for the most part.
That's good. Maybe these fellers I heard about have stayed north or gone off somewhere else or dropped down dead in their own tracks.
It's good country.
All country is good. It's just folk that are bad.
You know who I got up there with me?
Uncle.
Besides Uncle.
Abigail?
Abigail
Not yet.
Ain't come there
Soon.
just yet.
Really? You, wanna talk about it?
Well, maybe, but Charles Smith. We found Charles Smith.
Charles? He's alive?
Yeah. He's doing okay. He was prize fighting in Saint Denis. Weren't seeming too well. He took everything real hard. But I think life on the plains is gonna be good for him.
I always liked Charles. You send him my best.
I will. You know, you could come along too. Build a cabin on the land.
I've done that all before. Can't do it again. I'm on my own now, John. I ain't so good with people.
The offer's there whenever you want it.
That's kind. Unlikely to be taken up, but kind.
You heard anything of Dutch?
Nothing. You?
No. You'd think. He's a colorful character. Word would get out.
That's one way of putting it. Look, what happened with the gang changed everyone who was a part of it. The Dutch who put a blanket round me after the O'Driscolls, that weren't the same man at Beaver Hollow.
that's
And
true.
now, he might not be so colorful no more.
You see a man whose character changed. I see a man who got found out for who he truly was. We were
That's
fools to follow him. I was a fool and I paid for it. And I was one of the lucky ones.
Micah, John. Micah's the one who set it off.
I blame me for following Dutch for too long, but I blame Micah for most everything else.
I mean, everything with Dutch and the gang was sort of a charade for so long, at least throughout the main course of this game. Anyways, maybe things were better for the gang, you know, before we kind of got to know them, but everything kind of was falling apart from the very beginning. Even at the very beginning, things were not going too well for us. So yeah, it was foolish for everybody to hang on to the concept of this gang for as long as they did. But, you know, Sadie's right. You know, everybody has kind of changed. But some people are able to let go of the past more so than others. And, you know, I was saying, you know, John kind of will always be this gunslinging type. Sadie is the kind of person who I see as being very capable of just letting go of the past. I think that's why she doesn't want to visit John at his home. She doesn't want to spend too much time with us. She's offering work to us, you know, kind of extending a bit of a helping hand, but she's smart enough to not get too close to us. She's smart enough to not make the same mistakes again. And, you know, she just wants out. She's found her bounty hunting life. She's on to the next thing. Uncle and Charles and myself, John, we're still kind of holding on to this you know, this last straw here. We're talking still 8 years later about Dutch and Micah, and you know, whereas I see Sadie as the kind that has actually been able to move on despite where she came from.
He's out there.
And someday, I hope we'll find him. But not now.
Come on.
That's why John will never be able to change. That's why a lot of them will never be able to change. They just can't let go of the past. I guess it's difficult because, you know, they're not just like friends or people who work together, though. In the gang, it was like a family, right? Like they were tight knit, close. They're living in the boonies together.
There's a spot up ahead where we can see over most of the country. They'll be down there.
So, James Langton, the bounty hunter, has got this outlaw you captured in a women's boarding house?
Shane Finley, correct.
And we aim to have Langton give him back to us before he rides north with him to hand him over to some state troopers?
Correct again. Though the giving back part is optimistic.
I'm forever the optimist. You know, I've been doing some bounty hunting of my own since I last saw you. I ain't gonna make a habit of it.
We cut off here.
That's cool that John added that little line of dialogue there about having done some bounty hunting missions recently, because that's what we
This is
did.
the place.
It's
Wow.
you, all right.
Look at this place. Oh man, the scenery around here is amazing. What else is new?
Come on, let's go take a look down in the valley.
Use binoculars or a weapon scope to survey Armadillo. So here we are. We must be kind of deep in the in New Austin territory now. We got a lot of riding around this area to do to kind of clear up this fog around the map, but this is the Armadillo region.
Come on, John. Help me find them.
I think I see something.
Yup. There they are. Down there.
Who's who?
Well, the bounty is the feller who's all tied up.
Very funny.
And that big fat feller with the funny hat, that's James Langton. The other fellas just work for him.
Where do you think they're heading?
Come on. Let's go follow him. Back on your horse. Let's get after them.
Here we go, boy.
Looks like they're cutting through the canyon underneath us. Let's go. Yeah. They'll be coming through here. There they are. We follow and keep an eye on them. Whoa! We know they're down there. Don't ride so close. You won't get north through here? What are you doing, huh?
You talking to me or Langton?
Sorry, I ain't used to having anyone with me. My guess is they'll stop up ahead. We can get a better look at them.
You know his thinking pretty well.
If you can't outgun them, you gotta outthink them. The canyon opens up down a ways. We'll head them off there.
Kind of caught Sadie talking to herself a little bit there, and her response was she's not used to obviously doing these bounty hunting missions in groups or in a pair like she is with me now. But I just wanted to say, you know, just because she has been able to maybe brush off the past and get over it better than a lot of us.
Up here, get off your horse. This might be our chance.
The effects of everything that happened on her are still apparent.
Yeah, they're stopping. that sure is Shane Finley coming off the back of his horse.
It looks like maybe she might be a lot more lonely, you know, having been around people your entire life, and now you're separated and working on your own and doing everything on your own. Perhaps kind of psychologically it's having a little bit of more of an effect on Sadie than she thinks.
What are they waiting for?
The rest of Langton's men, I think.
Langton's doing pretty well for himself. How come he's got all them men and you work alone?
I got you. You're worth 10 of them.
Great.
Think. Should we threaten them, start shooting at them, or sneak down and pick them off one by one? I reckon sneaking down is our best opportunity, but it's your call.
Make your decision. So we can either try and shoot down on top of them from here, or we can make our way down. We're gonna threaten the gang. We're gonna sneak.
I'll follow your lead. Let's sneak down there.
Okay, well, follow away. Stay down and stay close.
Let's go.
Had good luck with stealth so far today, so we'll try and keep that up a little bit.
We're going down the canyon. Look out on these rocky paths. Two guys below us. Let's get closer. We can't go around them. You take one of them, I'll take the other. You got a throwing knife? Just go for one, I'll get the other.
Alright, haven't used these too many times, but pretty cool.
You got him. Okay, let's move. Up ahead, another one on patrol. I got him. That's over. They're gonna hear us on these bridges, but it's worth a try.
Much different terrain and landscape than what we've seen of any other area in this game. Lots of canyons around here, lots of really deep canyons.
We ain't sneaking no more.
Oh, son of a gun.
What's wrong with you? Shoot! There's more of them up on the ridge!
Holy Lord, my aim is not very good today, I'll tell you that much.
Over here! Right behind you!
Ooh. I must say, that was a close call. Holy Lord. Every single time I tried to take a shot at that guy, he would somehow like duck or just move a little bit to miss. Sometimes I find when you're really rushing the shooting in this game though, you have a tendency to waste a lot of ammunition that way. If you just stay calm and wait for the right moment and react to that crosshair lighting up red, you're good. I wasn't patient enough there. We'll get our health core fortified here a little bit more. The other thing too is like it looked like we were tracking about 4 men here, and now it looks like we're fighting an entire army for Christ's sakes. But I guess James Langton obviously has a group of devout followers.
Hold this ground! Well, that's well for you. Let's get to the bottom of this.
Alright, I just was trying to come around and flank them from behind. It looks like there was only the one guy left there anyways. Oh.
We need a horse.
Spoke too soon, God.
Hold on. Look at him here, dead. Hell, that's what you get for robbing me, Langton.
Shit! That damn harpy!
Come on, it's time to collect. Okay, you're taking Billy. Let's go. Get him on your horse.
On one condition, I get the loot from Finley.
Mind if I check your pockets?
Thank you. Get my health cure back.
Let me go!
That's why we do.
What the hell? Are you with her? What's it look like?
Yeah, Shane. What's it look like, Shane? Well, if he had that many men to protect these couple of assets,
It didn't work out for you before, woman. They're going to hit me! You should let me alone!
Down the canyon. Let's ride.
they were probably transporting him. They said they were bringing Shane north to the state troopers to turn him over here. This is going to be a hell of a ride to get him out of here. Like I said, if there were this many guys protecting their asset in the canyons, we're going to be ambushed here multiple times on the way out for sure.
This is suicide!
On the ridge.
So apparently I have to keep moving. Oh, Sadie has died. I guess that alternate ending doesn't exist in the game. Alright, we'll give this another go. That did not go as
Now
planned.
let's get out of here. Come on.
I was trying to ride away and I ended up accidentally riding up that slope there, somewhere I wasn't supposed to be.
Look out on the rope bridge. Take them out, John.
I got it! You madman!
On the ridge.
Cut this off of me!
Shoot. John.
I know!
Sit down, your throat.
Riders coming from the left of us.
Hey! Help! It's everywhere!
More riding in on the left. Get back, you fools.
The dual-wield pistol seemed to be going a lot better for me.
Into the canyon.
And I think we might be free of them!
Ride for it.
To the light! To the light. Ah. I don't like canyons, feel very closed in. I was gonna say, I gotta just, if I miss one up on the ridge or something, just forget it, just keep riding. That was automatically following Sadie there. I wasn't actually controlling my horse there. My horse was almost kind of like following a track behind Sadie there, and I just had to kind of pick him off.
I need to relieve myself.
There'll be a bucket in your cell.
I'm serious.
Yep, and so am I. Hit him, John, please.
Hey, you don't need to do that just because she told you to. I don't need to be hit. I just want to be treated civil.
Shut it.
You heard the lady.
Thank you.
I still protest my innocence. This woman ripped me out of my bed, kidnapped me, then let Langton kidnap me, then you killed them all and kidnapped me back. I'm the victim here. Damn you.
John, would you be so kind as to shut him up?
Don't listen to her. Now, let me speak my piece. There's no call to hit me, mister.
Listen to him squirm. Jesus.
Bad dog.
That's it. County work ain't easy, John.
No, but I can see now it has its rewards.
That's a whole lot easier with a partner.
That back there, you didn't need a partner. You needed a whole company. behind
Yeah, you needed an
That's
army.
right. And with Langton and his men gone, there'll be more demand for our service.
Ah, Sadie, you know I'm a rancher now. Mostly.
And I know how you're paying for your ranch.
Don't spread that around.
Hey, I won't. But it would be good to have you along some more.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe.
Maybe Sadie is kind of getting
Drunkard? You been kicked in the head or something?
close with John here. She wants John to continue to run these bounty missions with her.
Here we are. Grab him and bring him in, John.
Sure. You're a bitch and a bastard.
We brought in Shane Finley.
Great. Let's put him in the cell. I want nothing to do with this.
I object to this.
Shut up.
Just put him on the bed. We're gonna watch you swing.
What for? I didn't do anything. Nothing.
Yeah. I thought you said you lost him.
Well, I did, but we got him back. Oh, and James Langton's dead. We killed him.
Why'd you do a thing like that?
It was him that robbed me.
Okay.
Less competition now, I guess.
There's a decent price on Finley.
I know. You want this money to go to the bank, too?
No, I'll take it myself.
Okay, Jim Milton.
It's John Marston here.
All right, well, if you need any more work, you can find me in town. Or maybe I'll find you.
I'm retired.
Sure. Be well, John.
Yeah, keep thinking that you're retired and going that way, John. You will never truly get there. That seems to be the ongoing theme here for sure. If anything, that mission was just a good way to introduce us to the new Austin area that we've been speaking about so much lately. So yeah, it was a good way to kind of introduce us to this new area a little bit. We still have a lot more to explore here. McFarland's Ranch, that rings a bit of a bell from the original Red Dead. I think this whole territory over here is all kind of from the original Red Dead, all the way from Armadillo to the Blackwater region there. So it's weird. I don't know. It's weird riding around these areas, but yeah, I thought Sadie wouldn't want to get too close to John, but, you know, obviously she does want to keep hooking up. And hell, I just made $200 on that one bounty mission. Ain't no bounty poster I've ever picked up that's had a nice fat reward like that for something so easy. Basically just a shooting gallery, just a big shootout. Mind you, there were an awful lot of guys to mow down there, no doubt about her. But that's another one in the bag. So I think this is probably a good place to stop, because then I have one of two ways to go. Obviously, we know we have one more bounty poster mission here in Blackwater. It's actually not showing up right now, funny enough. I've only got the one in Rhodes and the one in Saint-Denis. So if that one doesn't show up again in the near future, we've basically got this Uncle main mission we can do. That's kind of covering the main missions. And then the other way that we can go from this stream is visiting the 9 graves, the random encounters, and some of that other loose stuff out there, the Albert Mason mission and some of those other bounty posters. So yeah, both of those streams covering that stuff will be released within the next couple of days, hopefully, although it is Easter weekend, so might not get as much time as I would like to get some of these streams done. Obviously, it's going to be a bit of a weird Easter this year with everything going on, but I hope that you all, you know, have some sort of support system around you, whether it be friends or family, in one capacity or another. You know, we live in such a great technological age with Zoom and Skype, lots of different ways to connect. And I hope that, you know, you're able to have a good Easter long weekend here. And if I don't get any up this weekend, I guess I'll see you on the other side then. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for sure if you haven't already. And I think that's basically all I've got for you. We continue to wind down. We've got some goals, some more goals in sight, some more things that we want to complete before we round everything off here. And yeah, that's basically it. We'll see if that ate away at our total completion at all. We're at 88.1% completion coming into this stream. Alright, so we did about 0.4%. We're pushing for 90 here. That would be pretty cool to get 90% out of 100 even on my first playthrough of the game. I love those games where like you finish and you're like, it's like 60-70% completion and you're like, where's the rest of the game? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, we've got a game plan in motion going forward. We definitely analyzed a lot here. I spoke a lot about some of the themes and just kind of generally my opinions on some stuff going on. That's all they are, just kind of my opinions. Hopefully I was clear and concise in getting them across to you. But yeah, that's it.